Oh, hello. Are you a would-be gardener? Or perhaps just visiting our wonderful Heritage Centre and Biogarden here in the village of Ardclough. My name is John Whelan, and I lead the group who have built the Ardclough Village Centre. It's a heritage exhibition centre and a wonderful biogarden, which Paddy Madden and Des Murta will introduce fully to you during the video. Well, I must say, you're in for a treat. Both Paddy and Des will inspire even the most reluctant coach potatoes among you to get your fingers green on soil. It's a ultimate experience of sustaining any growth. It is good to see how our small group of enthusiastic learners created a little woodland area with alder, oak, silver birch, then moved on to building the raised beds with broad beans, potatoes, kales, and would you believe it, mange two peas. Yes, you heard me, mange two peas. What a pleasure to eat these tasty organic grown vegetables, grown right here in the village centre in Ardclough. But I mustn't forget to tell you about our bee hotel. Yes, fancy that. Right in the middle of the wilding area, we have this bee hotel with wildflowers growing all around. Yes, we have it all here. The pollinator beds, the wildflower meadow, and the fruit garden. Now, I'd like to tell you a little about our Heritage Centre itself. Our local group took over the old primary school here in Ardclough around 2018 and turned it into a Heritage Centre. And whereas there are many famous historical characters around this area, and you'll know many of them, but in particular Arthur Guinness. Well, he's buried just up the road in Ardclough Graveyard, a high place for burials going back hundreds of years with the best views of any graveyard in Ireland, believe it or not. And so we decided the central feature of our Heritage Centre would be Arthur Guinness and an interpretive centre of his graveyard. We traced back to his godfather, also Arthur, Bishop Arthur Price, who left your young Arthur an inheritance of £100. A lot of money back there in those days in 1752. And he made good use of the £100. He started a brewery over there in Leixlip, not too far away, using barley from these fields around here. But Arthur was a go-getter, and just 4 years later he negotiated a 9,000-year lease at St James's Gate in Dublin. Yes, you heard me correctly, 9,000-year lease. Now, I'd recommend if you're passing through the village or walking along the bank of the canal here, why not visit us here in Ardclough Village Centre, enjoy our biogarden, and of course try our fabulous Arthur Guinness coffee house. Indeed, you should also visit the historic graveyard up in Ardclough, where Arthur and his father and the whole family are buried. It's a very historic place with its own 1,000-year round tower. Well, it has been a pleasure to share the information about the village centre with you, and I hope you enjoyed the very interesting and informative gardening classes which Dr. Paddy Madden has organised for you. Well, goodbye and good gardening.
Hello, I'm Paddy Madden and I'm here with Des Murta in the Ardclough Village Centre in County Kildare, investigating 6 components of soil. Now, healthy soil, it's wonderful stuff entirely. It produces our food, it stores carbon, it purifies the water, and it's actually one of the most biodiverse habitats on this planet. You can use this useful mnemonic to remember the components of soil. All hairy men will buy razors. You underline the first letter in each word to find out the components of soil. Now, someone gave me that mnemonic a long time ago, so I'm afraid I'm not the originator of it. So, A is for air. Soil is made up of 25%, imagine, of air, roughly. Organisms in the soil and plant roots, they all need oxygen in the air in order to live. Earthworms, they aerate the soil by tunneling as they forage for food. Humus, that makes up about 5% of the solid matter in soil. It's formed from dead animals and also dead plants. This dark material, it adds nutrients to the soil for plants to absorb. It also helps to retain moisture, and it sequesters carbon and combines with the mineral particles to produce good, crumbly soil structure. Minerals. Now, mineral particles in soil are sand, silt and clay. These are derived from the long weathering of rock. Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, iron, they're all soil nutrients. They're derived from the above minerals plus organic matter. Nitrogen, N, that encourages leaf and shoot growth and the production of chlorophyll. Phosphorus, or P, that encourages good root formation. And potassium, the K, encourages flowers and fruit production. Nitrogen for the shoots, phosphorus for the roots, and potassium for the fruits. An easy way to remember those three nutrients. Water, now, that's essential for plant growth and moving nutrients around for plants to access. Around 25% of soil is water, imagine. Then you have bacteria. B for bacteria. Billions of microorganisms are microbes such as bacteria, fungi, and then you have amoeba, protozoas. They all live in the soil and they enrich it. These decompose organic matter, break it down, and they improve the soil structure and add nutrients to it as well. Root microorganisms then are especially beneficial for plants, for providing nutrients to the plants. Yeah. The plants themselves, they provide these with sugars, imagine, at their root tips, and they also protect the plants from diseases. Creatures such as earthworms, then millipedes, slugs and snails, which eat detritus or decaying matter, are called detritivores. And R is for rocks. About 45% of soil is rock, is in the form of rock particles actually. Soil containing a high proportion of large particles is sandy. Soil containing a large proportions of fine particles is clay soil. And then soil with roughly an even proportion of each is soil like this, loamy soil. The underlying bedrock, that determines the type of soil found in an area. Now, did you know a huge threat to humanity is soil degradation? As soils become degraded, more carbon is released into the atmosphere, thus contributing to climate change. For decades now, monocropping, for example, lack of rotation, lack of cover crops, the misuse of artificial fertilizers and pesticides and fungicides and herbicides, all of those things, they have taken the carbon out of the soil and released it into the atmosphere. These things can kill the living soil.